Fortnite Chapter 6 opens with a rock crash landing in Reality 783. The shockwave that followed reawakens the island, and as the enemies walk out, I realize this could solve a 7-year mystery in the storyline. There are things you'll find on this island that tell us the future and will play a big role this year, but the first question I'll answer is how we got here. 45 seconds on the clock to explain. Dr. Doom took over the Chapter 5 island in search of an artifact known as Pandora's Box. Once he got his hands on it, he built special armor that could truly wield the box's power. Hope and Agent Jones weren't gonna let him win, so they came together in an epic battle involving rift beacons that would send him home. During the battle, he sent most of the rift beacons flying, but only one survived. People on the island realized one of these beacons wasn't broken, so they tamper with it, opening a portal to an alternate reality. This place felt very familiar, but different. Somehow it was home to rappers. Hope tried to convince her sister to move away from her past actions, and we finally learned Hope's secret. The sisters are distantly related to the Greek gods, and Hope can see the future. In the finale, Hope and Jones find a way off this world and onto our next venture, all revolving around this rock. Welcome to Oninoshima. This isn't the first time we've seen this place, as looking back years ago, part of it was rifted onto another island. We always wondered where this came from, except the island we're looking at now is much more feudal than the cyberpunk vibe of Megacity. But that doesn't mean we're in the past. There are still future technologies on the map. U2 robots are running wild, and oil companies like Bird are trying to take as much land as possible to expand. Now, what was once a tight-knit community has been taken by surprise, with the mysterious magic suddenly being awakened. This is all thanks to the rock that struck the island, and now ancient evils are entering the realm with a vengeance. As for our heroes, Hope is here to protect yet another world from destruction. But she came to this island for a reason, looking for a strange and powerful artifact, and more likely than not, it's all tied to the rock and the demons that are racing her to it. If you talk to her, she reveals how obsessed she is with finding this artifact. Jones and I are searching for something in this reality. I can't say much, but it's like Pandora's box. That's as much as I could tell you, at least for now. I don't think Jones and I are the only ones looking for it. So she's been reality hopping for a while now, and this is the first time she's brought Jones along for the ride. She points out how he's pretty casual about it, so I guess he hasn't told her who he used to work for. But that won't matter when they realize who they're going up against and who they'll have to team up with to get things done. Kendo is a wandering ronin with a restless spirit. He lives on the island with his siblings Daigo and Jade. These three find themselves protecting Oninoshima, and Hope is here to help. Jade describes Kendo as a warrior without a teacher, with the purest heart she knows. Apparently Jade knows more about the island than anyone, but at times she can be reckless. More importantly, she has a special connection with the sprites roaming the island and claims that they're somehow part of the magic that has been reawakened. Then, their brother Daigo, he's the most interesting of all. He's the eldest in the family and a mask maker. It's central to their family business, the Thousand Faces, and now their shop has its hands on some truly powerful items, Oni masks. They were brought here by demons in search of the ancient artifact. Daigo is extremely keen on using these and learning more about them, especially because the family has only been making ceremonial, non-magical ones. Despite this, his siblings are advising against it, calling him stubborn and dangerous for using the Oni's power. The history of their family shop is important. It's why they're the key to helping Hope uncover the secrets of this island. He inherited his shop from their grandfather, and once upon a time, their family used to make great magical masks of power. Except we get to learn about the history of the island itself from Daigo, as he explains his ancestors burned the secrets to crafting them. Since then, magic has been forbidden on Oninoshima. It's only now they're starting to realize they don't have a choice. A great threat is around the corner, arriving from the spirit realm and lurking in the darkness of the mountains. Whispers and rumors are starting to spread across the island that an evil spirit has appeared. It's the Night Rose. She's said to torment anyone who comes near her and possesses great power. Except when we investigate, we first have to get past her guards. These spirits only attack when you're not looking, making them more terrifying than ever. But when you make it to the Night Rose's chamber, you'll learn a horrifying secret. She isn't the one in control. She's a slave to the puppeteer. Basically, it's a demon bound to another demon, forced to fight because of an ancient duty. And yet, if you simply listen to her from a distance, you'll realize she's in agonizing pain. But she's not the only demon on the map. There's a much larger presence wandering the island, and this one isn't just biding time. He is actively searching for the artifact, and his name is Shogun X. This is the military commander of the demons, and it looks like he's on an active mission to analyze the magic of this island. As he wanders, you could watch him absorb the power flowing through nature, but we'll get into what this could mean soon. Because now you've been introduced to our characters, this is where things have taken an overwhelming turn, as one of the Mask siblings are in trouble. It began with Hope, Kendo, and Jade teaming up to investigate the return of the island's magic. Kendo needed to understand why the demons are here and what they want, so they came up with a plan. Jade would place spirit charms to find out how they appeared from their realm, while we would collect residual essence from the demons' last known locations. This is because if we could gather samples of essence from demons, we could learn more about their nature. So we quickly go from taking it from their areas to straight up killing demons for it. Delivering it to Hope, it feels like we're about to finally get some long-awaited answers to these questions. It's here we find out Jade is missing. We just saw her talking about investigating the spirit realm, and now she could be trapped there. When we meet with Kendo, he tells us that someone else is involved, their brother Daigo. Apparently, he is refusing to talk about it and is acting suspicious. So there's one thing to do, we investigate him. Heading to his underground workshop, it looks like Daigo has been hiding a secret this whole time. Despite telling him to back away from the demon's Oni masks, he's gone all in. With dark magic taking over his workshop, there's all kinds of demonic artifacts, machines thrumming with energy, and cages to test on sprites. Evil is at work here, and right there in the painting, we can see Jade being given a new mask by Daigo. So it's time to confront him, where he admits that yes, he was involved, but Kendo was overthinking it. It turns out, when Jade was messing around with the spirit realm, she was cursed, and Daigo tried to help her by giving her a mask, except it just made things worse and now she's trapped. Well, looking inside the portals to the spirit realm, we could see Jade for ourselves. She only has two words to say, the shard, and this is where we return to the most important part of Chapter 6's storyline. It's the mysterious rock that has connected every single event so far. After following this shard as it fell from the sky, we now watch as these demons take its energy, something that flows through the island as if it were natural. Only one item has done that before, something that everyone's drawn to and has always been the center of our story, an artifact we haven't seen in a while, but never left. This rock was a piece of the 0 point. So we return to Kendo, telling him all about Jade, the spirit realm, and his brother's recklessness. He's frustrated, but also confused. Only demons are meant to cross between realms, so how was Jade able to? It's a mystery we have yet to uncover, and it's just one of the many secrets hiding in the storyline of Chapter 6. This isn't the first time that masks have had a significance to the story. In fact, one of the very first groups we ever saw on the island wasn't the Seven or the Imagined Order, it was the Fox Clan. These warriors all wear fox masks and have been long associated with Japanese-inspired mythology, and unsurprisingly, they are here on Oninoshima. They have their own restaurants, secret bases, and you can even find V on the island. You could ask her all about the clan, as she reveals this is the island where it all started. It turns out the Fox clan is much older than we think, and these rumors of demons and magical masks are like the old stories coming to life. Those stories didn't go great for us the first time around. She reveals more about the Fox clan than ever before, telling us they used to have magic masks many ages ago, and references Kendo, Jade, and Daigo's ancestors. A family of artisans from this island knew the secret to making them, but they got overambitious. They created dangerous masks of power, which caused the Shattering War. Magic was banished, masks were shattered, and of course, Fox Clan was blamed. Now, you understand how we got here, what we're up against, and how this all ties back to the storyline that we know and love. It's what happens next that'll truly shape the course of the story, and it all revolves around, once again, the 0 point. It's back to haunt us. Just when we thought the story had moved on, it pulls us right back to the classic center of reality. But honestly, that's a good thing. Starting to worry that Fortnite had pulled the plug on the traditional story and abandoned the idea of the loop and the 0 point altogether. Now it's back and about to fall into the hands of actual demons. It begs the question, what do these demons really want? We've seen Shogun X collecting 0 point energy and the puppeteer slaughtering anyone who comes near him. But what would a demon need the 0 point for? They're already powerful beings with plenty of abilities, and they have their very own spirit realm that mortals can't even access. But I think it's not enough for them. What if demons like Shogun X are draining the island of its magic so they could take it over with their dark powers? It is totally possible that the demons don't care about the 0 point at all. They just care about getting rid of it so they could turn the mortal realm into a new spirit realm. After all, these guys are purely driven by rage. This leads us into the biggest mystery of all, a demon portal that currently isn't used. But looking at it though, it is 3 times bigger than any before, and it's hiding in the mountains, frozen and ready to melt. Right now we have no idea what'll be summoned from this thing, but judging from its size, the clues are pointing in one direction: the biggest creature of all, Godzilla. Hear me out, I know it feels super out of left field, but he is coming to the game in January, and from trailers and posters, we already know he's gonna be absolutely huge. After all, Godzilla is a classic Japanese kaiju, and he's known for destroying Tokyo. Now, normally Godzilla is meant to be a prehistoric creature that was exposed to radiation, so he wouldn't exactly align with the demons, and it wouldn't make sense for him to arrive from a spirit realm portal. It would make more sense for him to show up from Mount Fuji, something that is actually on the island right now. If you look in the distance, you could see it recreated very accurately, and in real life, Mount Fuji is an inactive volcano. Fortnite went out of their way to design this as the backdrop, and it's leading some fans to believe we could see this turn from a decoration to a key part of the story. Demons would absolutely have the power to ignite this volcano, and if they find a way to use it to begin an apocalypse, Godzilla will be the least of our worries. And yet, if the event does turn out to be his arrival, we could also see his arch nemesis show up. Not gonna lie, this part is purely speculation, but a ton of leakers believe that Kong is coming to Fortnite at the same time as Godzilla. Not to mention, he's even listed in the trailer's copyright section. This would make for one of the most anticipated showdowns in the game's history. Knowing that Godzilla is appearing on the island makes a lot of sense that they would add King Kong to fight him in an epic showdown. Now, it might sound random, but Fortnite has a pretty big history of starting the season on a completely original storyline, only for it to build up to a crossover. In fact, most of Pandora's box story was to bring Marvel and Remix to the game. For now though, we are focusing on freeing Jade from the spirit realm, investigating the true motives of demons like Shogun X and the Puppeteer, and most importantly, locating the 0 point. Feels so good to say that after all these years. It's been Tommy, keep it here, Top 5 Gaming.